6 things that the Goonies sequel has to have. Goonies never say die, and neither apparently do the creators and cast of the movie. If Hollywood is bringing back the kids from the Goondocks, here's what needs to come with them to the sequel. 1. The original cast. In some capacity, in any capacity. Sure, the script was great and the pedigree behind the camera was first class, but it was the chemistry of the actors playing the kids from the Goondocks that made the movie. Corey Feldman as Talker Mouth, Sean Astin as the unconventional leader Mikey, Josh Brolin as the doting, exasperated older brother, Jeff Cohen as the lovable lying chunk, Jonathan K. Kwan as Data. Bring them all back, at least in some way. 2. A simple plot. Here's the thing about the Goonies. It could happen. If you told us tomorrow that One-Eyed Willie's treasure was real, we'd be on the first plane to Oregon. The whole premise of the Goonies, a bunch of kids find a treasure map in their attic and go searching for it in an attempt to save their parents' home from foreclosure, sits right on the edge of possibility. It's something that regular kids could do. No magic or superpowers required.
This better be it, Mikey. Chunk.
Any and all Goonies sequels should stick to that formula.
Thanks a lot.
The task can't be completed without more than a flashlight, a 5-speed, and a map. You're overthinking it. 3. No supervillains.
I want you to spill your guts. Tell us everything. Everything.
Yes, the Fratellis were murderous criminals who locked their disabled brother in a basement. But they were mean, greedy, and sadistic, not the CEOs of LexCorp. And that's the point. They were villains, but they weren't your typical movie supervillain.
I'll show you.
The trio was just smart enough to pose a threat to the Goonies, strike some fear in their hearts, and add some obstacles along the way. But when the Goonies finally get the last laugh, with the help of Sloth, it isn't that hard to believe. The sequel should feature similar bad guys, more criminal than mastermind.
You boys like fun?
4. Speaking of Sloth, bring back Sloth. Seriously, this one is non-negotiable. If the cast of the Goonies made the kids from Goondocks the lovable crew that they are, then Sloth made the movie itself what it is. He's the heart and soul of Richard Donner's movie. The quick bond with Chunk, Baby Ruth.
I'm gonna throw it to you, okay?
His role as Herculean savior. Sloth's transition from terrifying monster to lovable heroic lug is an iconic movie moment, and it makes us cry every time. Everything about Sloth is awesome, and honestly, any Goonies sequel without him shouldn't exist. 5. The Truffle Shuffle. Sorry, Chunk, but it's hilarious and it needs to come back. Another generation of children need to bring that to the playground. We promise we're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you. 6. Mikey getting the girl. This one's important. The last we saw of our inhaler-puffing adventurer, he had saved the Goondocks, sure, but he also had to watch his bigger, stronger, and older brother snog his girl. That's a rough draw for the hero. He is, after all, the one that made everything happen. He found the map, he kept everyone forging ahead, and reminded them what they were really fighting for.
Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
But in the end, all he got was a hug and one token mistake makeout session in a dark cave. Not cool. So this time, let Mikey get the girl. Are there other things that the sequel should have? Of course. Gadgets and booby traps come to mind.
Where are you going?
I'm saying booty traps.
You mean booby traps?
That's what I said, booby traps. Quiet.
But we trust that Spielberg and crew will take care of the fun stuff. What's most important is that the Goonies not lose the sense of adventure that inspired a generation and made it the cult classic that it is today. Don't screw this up, Hollywood. There's a whole new batch of kids whose imaginations need to be jump-started by a good old treasure hunt.